All right, hey everybody, Jay Lexin here, and this is day 6 of the impeachment trial of the Vice President Sara Duterte. If you watched it earlier, you know nothing significant really happened. There were a little bit of oral argument between Jokno and Attorney Pua, and then they went into a caucus. Right at the very start of the proceeding, Alan Peter Cayetano already has been receiving a little bit of heat. It's because the other day, NBI Director Matibag has basically released a statement. Now he is conducting, I think he conducted, that's what he said, an investigation against Alan Peter Cayetano because he suspected that there were some anomaly or some questionable spending of the Philippine money during the 2019 SEA Games. If you can remember the 2019 SEA Games, Alan Peter Cayetano was the head or the director of Department of Foreign Affairs. So basically what NBI Director Matibag was trying to do was to intimidate Alan Peter Cayetano, from questioning and raising concerns about him not being able to show up during the hearing because he's one of the witnesses. And then, if you can remember, I think last week, Alan Peter Cayetano pointed out that, he should be here because this is the impeachment trial of the second highest office in the Philippines. But he wasn't there because, according to him, he had to be somewhere, I think in Thailand, because of some important, travel, business or work travel. So Alan Peter Cayetano was pointing out that this is very important. We are senators. We are also giving our time here. He should be here. So the other day, Matibag came out with this statement saying, okay, yeah, we're doing this investigation against Alan Peter Cayetano for the 2019 Southeast Asian Games, in which Alan Peter Cayetano easily and quickly responded by saying, listen, you've been trying to dodge being here for about a week now. You're supposed to be here. Also, if you're really investigating my 2019 SEA Games, then just investigate it. Why do you have to, put out a statement about that investigation? What's the purpose of it, right? For example, if I'm investigating, so-and-so for doing something, I'm just going to do it. I don't have to put out a statement. The only reason that you do that is, to basically intimidate someone. You see, this kind of tactic is so old. This intimidation tactic is too old, too outdated. It's so easy to spot. You can't be that dumb to be still using that, ways to be off the hook, basically. It makes me wonder, it makes me question that if NBI Director Matibag truly believes and says that he has strong evidences against Vice President Sara Duterte, then why the need to be dodging being in the Senate for the proceedings, right? And why the need to be intimidating one of the senator judges, that I'm investigating you, just because he raised a concern of you not showing up, when you need to be. Okay, now about the grave threat allegation that NBI has against Sara Duterte. What they're going for is that Sara's threat against the president has the tendency to pull people's hearts away from BBM. So yung sinasabi ng NBI, sinasabi ng prosecution na dahil sa threats ni Sara against BBM, posible na yung mga tao is talikuran si BBM and pumanig kay Sara. And then they were also saying na it's also possible na because of Sara's threat to BBM na gamitin ng tao yung threat na yun para patayin si BBM, and then ang blame would go to Sara because she's the one that made the threat, right? However, that would be so easily rebutted. Like, isipin nyo na lang, if yun ang concern nila na dahil sa threat ni Sara, baka, mawalan ng gana ang mamamayan kay Bongbong Marcos, that's very easy kasi The only reason na nawala ng gana ang mga tao kay Bongbong Marcos is because of his own doing. Yung negative 27 satisfaction rate ng mamamayan kay Bongbong Marcos wasn't because of Sara Duterte's threat against him. It was because of his poor performance as the President of the Philippines. Diba? Let's not forget na there was a time na ang First Lady was held in the US because somebody died of overdose. And they try to cover it up with, arresting President Rudy Duterte and taking him to The Hague. Pero since then, tuloy-tuloy na ang pagbagsak ng satisfaction ratings ni BBM, from the Filipino people. Because again, he is performing poorly. So itong grave threat nila na allegation against Sara para sa impeachment really is not going anywhere. They have tried, all they could with the first two witnesses, and then always the defense would cross-examine it and always prove them wrong and always prove their statement questionable. Diba? Diba, isipin nyo, it's just a simple logic na ang simpleng 8-year-old kid na may kokote would understand this clearly. Diba? So, Attorney Lotok was saying, that's a serious threat kasi yung utterance niya, the way she said it, talagang galit siya. So we really need to take that into consideration, yung seriousness of the threat. Well, let me paint a picture for you. What about yung mga nanay natin when we were growing up? Naalala nyo, when let's say we're at the mall or somewhere, we did something dumb, and then yung nanay natin, mamaya sa bahay, lagot ka sa akin. And then nafe-feel natin yung galit niya. Does that mean our moms should be in prison na rin because of that? That's a grave threat, right? I felt scared when she said that. Lagot ka sa akin pagdating sa bahay, bugbog sarado ka. Diba? Mga tatay natin. Yung mga teachers natin sa public school, pag di ka umayos, diba? Mga threats na yan. If Attorney Lotok, man, he's even an attorney, would say na, yeah, that's a serious threat na sinabi ni Sara, plus yung utterance pa, yung galit behind it. Then if that's our basis of putting someone under trial or impeaching a vice president, then many mothers, many teachers, fathers, aunts, uncles, and even yung mga traffic enforcers would be in prison by now because people would be filing lawsuit after lawsuit against someone that has been saying, lagot ka sa akin pag uwi ng bahay, or mamaya ka paglabasan natin ng school, bugbog sarado ka. Diba? Simple logic. This grave threat allegation is not going anywhere. But according to them earlier, they're still gonna keep questioning, I think on Monday, and keep going with this grave threat allegation. So I don't know what to tell you about this really. And then just when they were about to end, itong si Kiko Pangilinan stood up and said a lot of things, but what I got from it was that he was asking everyone that during the proceedings to not be so technical. I just about fell off my chair when I heard that. Kasi ganito, what do you mean let's not be so technical? Do I have to explain this? We are talking about impeaching the second highest ranking official in the Philippines, and you don't want to go by the book? My gosh, what do you want to do? Diba dapat nga we should be even more sure and, concerned and by the book about this. Kasi this is a really high-ranking officer. What do you want? Just be like NBI na, typo lang yan. Mali lang yan. Ganito lang yan. No, we can't do that. Kiko Pangilinan, why are you so dumb? How did you become a senator? Let's not be technical. Why? This is an impeachment trial of the vice president of the country. Kayo, anong tingin nyo? I mean, do I have to explain this to you? And this just boils my blood. I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna end it here. Really, there's not much happened today, except other than a lot of dumbness. That's what I saw. But thank you for your trust. Keep the comment section healthy. Let's respect each other. Okay? I appreciate you guys. I love you all so much. And I'll talk to you soon. Kaya natin to. Let's be better Pinoys.